Over the last 5 years, I've interviewed easily over 200 freelancers, and what I've learned about hiring is that it has almost nothing to do with what I thought mattered when I first started. Today, I'm going to share the biggest lessons that I've learned about building a team, the mistakes that I've made early on, and what I actually look for now when I'm in a hiring process. If you're new around here, hello, my name is Ollie. I'm 5 years deep in the game with the ambition of growing a world-class video production company. I've worked with clients all over the UK and the US and the UAE, so with all of the social proof nonsense out the way, I have nothing to sell you here. I have no course, I have no luck pack, I have no links in my description. The only reason I make these videos is because I bloody wish that somebody had told me this stuff when I was first getting started. So if you find this video helpful at any point, then just share it. It's all I ask. That's how this thing grows. Now look, if you're hiring and you're thinking about building a team and you may have made bad hires in the past and don't know why, then this is the video for you. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what matters with hiring and what doesn't. So let's get into it. So the first thing that surprised me about hiring is that attitude matters way more than skill. When I first started hiring, I thought it was all about finding the most technically competent person, right? The best reel, the best gear, the most experience. That's who I wanted. But what I learned is that skill doesn't really mean anything if the person is a nightmare to work with. I can teach someone how to use our systems. I can show them how we label our files. I can show them how we communicate with our clients. But I can't teach someone how to not be arrogant or defensive or difficult. And here's the other thing. We do our best work, or I believe we do our best work when everybody is having fun. So I started looking for people with positive personality types, right? People who bring good energy, people who want to be there. Because if everybody's just showing up and they don't really care, then the work is going to suffer, right? The vibes are going to suffer, and I just don't want to be around those kind of people. The biggest mistake that I made early on was hiring the cheap and eager person, right? You know the type, they're excited, they're willing, they'll work for less than everybody else. And you think, great, I save some money and I give someone else an opportunity and a shot here. But what actually happens is they cost you time. And time is way more valuable than money, because now you're on the job explaining everything, right? You're holding their hand, you're fixing their mistakes, and you're stressed because you don't know if they're actually going to deliver what you need them to deliver. I had someone once tell me that their car wasn't starting on the morning of a shoot, and then they ended up showing up late with one camera in a backpack, right? That's it. No backup gear, no plan. They just showed up, and they showed up unprepared, compared to a person on the same shoot who was 2 hours early, had all their gear organized in lovely cases, and I just didn't have to worry about them, right? They put me at ease on a project that was quite stressful, and I think that is the main difference, right? One person adds to your stress, and the other person just takes it away. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a place for an experienced crew behind the scenes, assisting, learning the ropes, but not for important jobs and roles where you just need someone to crack on and get it done, right? For those jobs, you need someone who knows what they're doing and doesn't need their hand held. So my process now is actually really simple. I speak to people face to face, even if it's just on Zoom for 5 minutes. I used to go back and forth in the DMs for ages trying to figure out if this person was the right fit or not, but that is a waste of time, right? 5 minutes on a call will tell you way more than going back and forth in the DMs. And now I hire for vibes, right? I know that once they've got the skills that I'm hiring for, I then base it on how they make me feel, right? Do I trust them? Do they seem like somebody I could put in a room alone with my clients and not have to worry about them saying something stupid? Because that matters, right? Your team represents your company. And if they're unprofessional or difficult or just off in any way, then that reflects on you. I don't care about camera specs anymore. I can rent any gear that I need to rent, but I can't rent a good attitude. So people want to talk about a culture fit all the time, but like, what does this actually mean in practice? Well, for me, it's this. It's someone who asks what success looks like on the project. Someone who is willing to do any job, right? Nothing is beneath them. Someone who preempts problems and challenges instead of just reacting to them. They have solutions already. I want someone who treats the project like it's theirs. Someone who actually cares that we achieve the outcome and not just cares about getting paid, right? And somebody who I could trust to sit in a room alone with my client and represent my company well. That for me is a culture fit. It's not about everybody being the same. It's about everybody caring about the work and showing up with the right energy. So if you are hiring at the moment, then this is what I tell you. Stop hiring based on reels and gear and start hiring based on attitude and energy. Speak to people face to face, even 5 minutes, that'll tell you more than 100 DMs. Don't hire the cheapest person just to save money because it will cost you more in the long run. And be clear about what a culture fit means to you and your business, right? What type of people do you want to work with? What kind of energy do you want in the room? Because your team is everything. If you get this right, Everything becomes easier, but if you get it wrong, it's an absolute fucking nightmare. Look, I've made a ton of hiring mistakes in the past, but I've learned from all of them. And the biggest lesson here is hiring for attitude first and skills second. You can teach skills, but I can't teach someone to care. If this was helpful, then subscribe. I post on a weekly basis on the real side of the video production business. No fluff, just what actually is working for me. You can check out the rest of the videos on the channel, and I will see you very soon. Take care. God, that was a tough one.